Civilizations are ruled by emotions. Fear, shame, and guilt govern individuals by punishing them internally and making people try to avoid them. When a society begins to prioritize which emotions it must avoid the most, it establishes that emotion as its ruler, and the concept of honor is a response on how to deal with them. Fear-based societies are usually tribal and at the mercy of nature. Honor comes from one's power to keep themselves and those they care about safe. In shame-based societies, honor comes from one's adherence to tradition, authority, and the greater good of your community, so as to avoid being shamed. In guilt-based societies, honor is internalized as alignment with your conscience, morality, and ultimately the supreme lawgiver. Imagine the following hypothetical. You are a soldier of a feudal clan who has just defeated their rivals and captured the enemy clan leader's family. Among them, his infant son and heir, who may one day seek revenge. You are ordered to kill the boy. What's the most honorable thing to do in this situation? Do you obey and kill him? Or do you spare him? Guilt demands you spare him. Shame demands you kill him. Fear could justify either. Honor in eliminating a threat, dishonor in fearing a child. Almost all societies start out as fear-based. Their idols and religion reflect this. These societies, like the Aztecs or Mayas, have often cruel, arbitrary gods which need to be appeased. A fear society stabilizes through raw power. But once stable, the greatest threat is no longer the tiger outside the village, but betrayal and decay within. Thus, fear gives way to shame. Honor becomes adherence. Religions in this society have a limited concept of God, or gods, demanding strict adherence in return for boons. But eventually, the moral teachings of a shame-based system outgrow the authority figures who enforce them. The principles become more important than the leaders. This is when a guilt-based society emerges. It is the hardest kind to maintain, but historically the most successful. Here, God is not a tribal protector or a negotiable patron, but the eternal lawgiver. And such societies would collapse under the psychological burden of guilt with no external method of managing it. Christianity offers the perfect remedy in the sacrifice of Christ. As a side note, the interplay between shame and guilt-based societies is comedic. A guilt-based society openly confesses its sins. A shame-based society will hear that and think, if that's what they're admitting to, imagine what they're hiding. On the other hand, a shame-based society hides its mistakes. A guilt-based society will notice the lack of confession and think, they must be incredibly virtuous, they never do anything wrong. But there is a fourth emotion that I have not yet mentioned: anxiety. Anxiety emerges when a guilt-based society undergoes psychological and spiritual regression. Imagine a formerly Christian nation that abandons its faith, but retains its moral framework. Such a society would endlessly self-flagellate, hating its own culture, its history, even its existence, with no means of releasing accumulated guilt. Everything generates self-loathing. Individuals become anxious, dependent, and conformist, seeking safety in whatever the dominant social trend demands. The society slides backwards into a shame-based culture, only without the traditions and authority structures that once made shame sustainable. Doesn't that sound familiar?